Good evening and welcome inside our inaugural broadcast here of the 2019-2020 season. This is City College of San Francisco Rams basketball, the first game of a two-game doubleheader, streaming worldwide on Facebook Live and as always presented by the BEMA department here at City College of San Francisco. Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. My name's Aaron Turner. I'll be your broadcaster this evening and for the entirety of this Rams basketball season. And tonight, we have a Coast Conference North clash here inside the Wellness Center as City College of San Francisco women's basketball, riding a four-game winning streak, will look to improve their record to 4-1 in the Coast Conference and 16-6 overall here in this very strong start to the conference schedule. They, of course, have won 4 straight, and now will face a team traveling from Las Positas College across the bay, deep in the East Bay in Pleasanton, and their season has gone a little bit differently compared to the Rams. They're 1-3 in the Coast Conference, 6-14 overall, and they're looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. Meanwhile, the Rams, who coming into tonight average 62 points per game, they shoot 38% from the field goal, they shoot 29% from beyond the arc. And they'll face a Las Positas Hawks team shooting 30% from the field and just 26% from beyond the arc. I'll get the starters in a moment. The Lady Rams, of course, wearing their home white uniforms with red lettering, black trim. And Las Positas in their road blacks, red letters, white trim. Tip is controlled by the Hawks and then immediately whistled dead. And we may have had a traveling off the inbound, and we do. So the first official possession will be in the hands of City College of San Francisco. Vivian Wu will inbound. She's a starting guard along with Jaden Benitez, who touches the ball here. Ariana Hatfield also down low. She's a starter as very quickly Vivian Wu buries a 3. Makes it a 3-0 Rams lead here, and that's the first points of the night. Francesca Cornell and Patricia Taylor round out the starting 5 for the Rams of City College. And that ball knocked out of bounds by Patricia Taylor. It'll stay with the Hawks, who march out Sahana Samra, the freshman, at guard, along with Bianca Camello, another freshman, Karina Mora, Emmy Espinoza, and Melanie Heigold, all freshman starters. Well, Emmy Espinoza, I beg your pardon, is a sophomore, wearing number 22. So 4 out of 5 freshman starters for head coach Clarence Morgan in his 3rd season at the helm of the Hawks women's program here. He has a 25-30 record overall, does Clarence. And a quick stoppage. So Rams just underway here, up very early, 3-0. Another 3 on the way. That one's short by Vivian Wu, but a rebound and another chance for the Rams. Wu again controls in front of the Hawks bench. Hatfield, turnaround jumper is good. And the Rams certainly have a size advantage here tonight as well. Hatfield, the power forward at 6 foot even. She played her high school ball at Sacred Heart Cathedral here in San Francisco. That 3 on the way is no good. First shot attempt by the Hawks, but they get the ball right back here. Short runner in the lane, no good as well. And then Vivian Wu pulls the rebound. 5-0 Rams lead. Francesca Cornell had her drive stuffed. Vivian Wu the offensive rebound. Now Benitez controls top of the key with a fresh shot clock. Wu finds Hatfield. Taylor. And then Hatfield put up a jumper again. No good that time. Samra, top of the key, with now 6 to shoot. This is Karina Mora. Ball knocked away, steal by Hatfield. She has a clear path to the basket and she just misses the layup. Perhaps she heard footsteps that time. Hawks back the other way, moving left to right across your screen. And a runner in the lane, can't get it to go. Nice look, but just a little too strong from Bianca Camello. 20-footer, no good. Hawks still looking for their first points of the evening. Samra from Dougherty Valley High School in San Ramon finds Karina Mora from Millennium High School in Tracy. This is Camelo. Samra puts up a three. It's short. Wu had the ball for a moment, and then it finds the Hawks player who puts up a three. That was Karina Mora. That shot no good. Hawks still unable to find the bottom of the bucket as of yet. 5 minutes into this one. That three is just a little too strong from Wu. She had one to open this game. Misses there. Karina Mora trying to push things the other way. Mora all the way down the baseline, and good defense by the Rams. And then a turnover. Hawks again with the ball, and then it's almost knocked out of bounds and then ends up in the hands of Ariana Hatfield. Melanie Heigold tried to save that one, and now Patricia Taylor left alone the other way makes it 7-0 Rams. Rams press as they like to do on defense here. Six minutes and change left in the first quarter. Heigold to Karina Mora. That three on the way, just short. Off front iron and wrestled away by Vivian Wu. Benitez wants to push. Kick out. Ariana Hatfield for three in the corner. No good. Ball batted around, and they're going to say it was last touched by Mora. She pleads her case. She says Patricia Taylor, who will check out now, last touched it, but it will stay with the Rams. So Taylor checks out along with Cornell. And we'll see the first of Becca Tassi, the freshman center at 6'1", from South San Francisco High. She checked in along with Amelia Sinclair. Missed shot, rebound by the Hawks. Here they come. Back into the front court. Passion Evans. I beg your pardon, that was Bianca Camelo. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it will, I believe, stay with the Hawks. 5:27 left in the first quarter. Hawks trailing 7-0 here inside the Wellness Center. Fans still filing in anticipation for what should be a very good doubleheader tonight, because both Las Positas programs are here this evening, and of course Las Positas men's team having a very good season. Meanwhile, Samra breaks the scoring drought for the Hawks. The freshman hits the mid-range jumper, and then a ball thrown away, and right back in the hands of the Hawks will go the basketball. 7-2 now. Samra handles, and it is fouled by Hatfield. First personal foul for either team. And a timeout called, so we'll take a pause here. 30-second timeout called. 7-2 Rams up early. Of course, the Rams are trying to keep pace with first place Skyline, and that is a rivalry that the Rams are very familiar with in the Coast Conference North Division. Skyline at 4-0 in the conference. The Rams coming in with a 3-1 record. Both teams nearly identical records overall. Skyline has played one more game. They're at 15-7, while the Rams are at 15-6. So that will be a very fun matchup when they next square off. Of course, they've already had a couple very close games this season, and a steal here. Back the other way. Sinclair, all the way to the hoop, she scores. Amelia Sinclair, the freshman from Logan High School in Hayward, off the bench and gets her first points of the ball game. Camelo, runner in the lane, just a little too strong. Rams back the other way. And Sinclair had that pass tipped. Nice ball movement down low and a beautiful assist. And Becca Tassi makes it 2 more points for the Rams. 11-2. They're up by 9 with 4:15 to go in the first quarter. Another steal here. Wu was looking for contact, and she drew the foul. I believe that'll be on Samra. That's her team first foul on the Hawks as well. Tiaza Jackson, the sophomore from Gunn High School in Palo Alto, checks in. She's the forward at 5'8". Mid-range jumper, no good. That was Tassi trying it again. She had the 2 points just moments ago. 9-point lead for the Rams. Espinoza drove and drew the contact. It's a non-shooting foul, however, so it'll be the second personal on the Rams. First foul on Tiaza Jackson, who just came off the bench a few minutes ago. Getty. That's Rahia Getty, who came out off the bench. The sophomore. That was Heigold putting up a shot and missing. Rams want to push, and then ball just thrown a little bit too far. And you saw Vivian Wu react there, a little bit frustratedly. She was trying to find a cutting Tiaza Jackson to the hoop. And actually, a break for the Rams. They're going to say it went off a Hawks player, so the Rams will get a fresh shot clock. Sinclair cycles around to Cornell, who drives and just can't finish with the right hand. A good move by Francesca, just a little too strong. Hawks want to push. Down 9. Samra, deep 3, no good. Jackson the rebound. Rams playing very good defense so far, and Sinclair had her shot rejected. It was a nice pass, and then an even nicer reaction by Melanie Heigold, the 5'10 center. She went to high school in Costa Rica. Did Heigold. And a travel. So Melanie Heigold gets the block, and then just moments later, Tiaza Jackson commits a turnover. Ball will go back to the Hawks with just 2 points so far to show in this first quarter. 11-2, City leads here inside the Wellness Center. Camello. Rams go to a zone defense. 2-3 zone up top. Samra ran into 2 defenders, got the ball knocked away, no foul called, and then she ran right into Becca Tassi, and that's a size advantage. Tassi has about 8 inches on her. Jackson back the other way. Cornell. No foul there, so the refs right now letting him play, and then Cornell with a bit of a frustration foul after getting her shot blocked by Heigold. Second block of the quarter by Melanie Heigold. Third foul of the quarter, or of this first half, I should say, on the Rams. And that's the first on Francesca Cornell, who went to Lincoln High School here in San Francisco. One of 6 San Francisco high school players on this roster for Derek Lau, who tends to do a pretty good job of recruiting right here in the city and really all around Northern California and the Bay Area. Camello had the pass intercepted. Rams with numbers if they hurry. Benitez all the way to the basket, and Jaden Benitez, her first points of the ball game. The sophomore having a very good season for Derek Lau. That shot is good. Camello, the 5'7 freshman from Salesian High School in Oakland, makes it 13-4, Rams lead. That shot, just no good. It rattled around the hoop for about 3 seconds. A scrum on the ground off the miss. Possession arrow will favor the Hawks. 13-4, just over a minute left in the first quarter. Rams with a 9-point lead. Hawks ball. Camelo ran into two defenders, then drew the foul. That'll be the fourth team foul on the Rams. First foul on Jaden Benitez, who for Derek Lau is averaging 12 points a game, is the sophomore. Tied for the second best scoring average on this roster, along with Vivian Wu. Both are behind Ariana Hatfield, but they really make up the bulk of this Rams scoring. And Tiaza Jackson, nice defense that time. She took the ball right away. She wants to push. Jackson shakes off the defender and finishes with the left hand. Nice move by Tiaja, running the floor. And she also took the ball right away from her counterpart that time. The sophomore from Gunn High School in Palo Alto, 2 points for her. It makes it a 15-4 lead under a minute to go in the first quarter. And a foul on the floor. The Rams did a good job of trapping Raya Getty along the far sideline right in front of the Rams bench, but then a little too much contact on the pursuit, and that's the fifth foul on the Rams, and the second straight foul called on Jaden Benitez. Meanwhile, Camelo misses the first free throw. As a team, Las Positas shooting 62% from the free throw line. Second free throw no good. She missed them both. It stays 15-4 with 40 seconds and ticking in the first quarter. Hatfield drives, and Camelo did not commit a foul. Jackson wrestles for the ball along the near sideline, and are they going to call a foul, or will they say that someone stepped out of bounds? Looks like it'll stay with the Rams regardless, while the Hawks sub in three. Among them, Melanie Heigold checks back in. Raya Getty will sit. Karina Mora also came back in for the Hawks. 7 to shoot, 3 on the way, no good. Here come the Hawks, down 11 with just 8 seconds to go. Samra down low to Heigold, turnaround jumper, just too strong. And that will end the quarter. So a good defensive effort by the Rams. They overcame a few turnovers of their own, but the Hawks have struggled so far to find the bottom of the hoop, and it's 15-4 after a quarter of play here in the Wellness Center. Fifteen to 4 after a quarter of play here inside the Wellness Center. It's game one of our two-game doubleheader tonight here, streaming on Facebook Live via CCSF Athletics and the BEMA department. And a three is good. So right off the bat, Vivian Wu hits her second three of the ball game. 18 to 4, and a steal. Ariana Hatfield slows things down, finds Benitez. And then ball knocked away. Good defense by Espinoza. Benitez was trying to find the sophomore Katie Osaki. Three on the way. No good. And ball knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Benitez. And a timeout on the floor. Looks like Derek Lau wants to talk things over. Or I beg your pardon, that's actually Clarence Morgan who called the timeout. So with his team staring at a 14-point lead. Morgan just trying to inspire the troops, if you will, on the sideline. In the CCCAA rankings, San Francisco is ranked 17th in California. Of course, Las Positas has struggled this season towards the bottom of the conference this year. So far, I should say, at 1-3, 6-14 overall. They have the ball here, wearing black. They cycle up top of the key. Samra with 5 to shoot, and then gave it off to Bianca Camello, and that shot was off the mark, out of bounds. It'll be Rams basketball. Vivian Wu finds Hatfield, top of the key. She drives, kicks, Benitez, 3 on the way. No good. Wu tried to track the rebound down, but couldn't grab it. Sommer came down with it, then gives to Camello. Bianca had the ball knocked away for a moment. Now Sommer again, finds Espinoza. Down low, Highgold. Into 2 defenders, Espinoza. Hands to Camello, she drives. And she tried to find, I believe, Highgold, and the ball was partially deflected and now into the hands of the Rams. So another good defensive effort. They've been really stout down low. The Rams have really dominated that front court defensively so far. Benitez directing traffic, top of the key. Now Wu left alone for 3 and can't bury her 3rd of the game. Samra comes up with it again. Traveling, and Karina Mora shifted her pivot foot that time. Another turnover. Back into the hands of the Rams, who are wearing the white uniforms with City across the front. Vivian Wu, Jaden Benitez, Ariana Hatfield, Katie Osaki, and Patricia Taylor, the 5 on the floor for Derek Lau and the Lady Rams here in San Francisco. Wu to Benitez, thought about a deep 3. Finds Osaki, elbow, right back to Benitez. Now Hatfield. Osaki for 3. It's good. Katie Osaki, her first points of the ball game. The sophomore averages just 2.5 points for the Rams. Some contact there. Was there a foul? Or was the ball simply knocked out of bounds? I believe it was just knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Hawks. The Hawks have Espinoza, Camello, Brandy Robles on the floor, along with Raya Getty and Highgold, who handles here. Getty in front of the Rams bench, right back to Highgold. She goes around a screen with 4 to shoot, forces up a tough shot. No good. Good defense again down low. They really haven't let Highgold get inside like I'm sure the Hawks would like to. She's really the lone height threat on the roster for Las Positas. Rams cycle around the key. Vivian Wu, another 3 is good. So they've been giving Vivian Wu a whole lot of cushion to have the Hawks, and she's been making them pay more times than not. Her 3rd 3 of the ball game. She's leading all scorers tonight. 24-4. Rams up big right now here midway through the 2nd quarter. Nice move inside. Bianca Camello, 2 more points for her. And now Derek Lau wants to talk things over. His first time out of this 2nd quarter. So 6:22 left in the first half here. 24-4, Rams thoroughly dominating so far. This is a Rams roster that returned just 5 players from last year. Those are, of course, Ariana Hatfield, the leading scorer on this team, along with Tiaza Jackson, who's played well tonight, Jaden Benitez, and Vivian Wu, also key members on this roster. And it's been a lot of new players for Derek Lau, but he's been very confident so far in what they've been able to bring to the table. Becca Tossi, who we've seen a lot tonight, has really been a big advantage, especially given the relative lack of height on this roster. But Tossi, Hatfield, both providing good height down low, along with Patricia Taylor. Rams up 20 following the timeout. Hatfield, she handles. Swing pass to Sinclair. Hatfield again, good ball movement by the Rams. She tries a three and she hits her first three of the ball game. Hatfield shoots 28% on the year so far from beyond the arc. She doesn't take a whole lot of three attempts, but that time her first of the game is good, and now she comes up with a steal, and then she's fouled by Melanie Heigold. Heigold, one of also just 5 sophomores on the roster for Las Positas. I beg your pardon, she's a freshman, so I'm not even reading the roster right. That was her first personal, first team foul of the quarter on Las Positas there. First foul by any team for that matter. Meanwhile, Marlene Pooney has checked in for the Rams. Wearing number 35, she fights for the rebound down low. Can't quite pull it down. Hawks pull down off the miss. 27-6 Rams lead. Samra. This is Getty. Heigold down the lane, ran into 2 Rams and drew enough contact to draw a foul. She ran right into the duo of Marlene Pooney and Amelia Sinclair. Sinclair from Hayward, California. Pooney from South San Francisco. Or actually San Francisco proper, I beg your pardon. She went to Thurgood Marshall High School, did Marlene Pooney. Meanwhile, the Hawks have not hit a free throw yet this evening. Both free throws missed there by Heigold. 5 minutes to go before the half. 27-6 Rams lead. Pooney down low. Can't quite get it to go. Gets her own rebound. Tries to get the ball out. She does. Hatfield now swing pass to Cornell. Inside to Pooney again. She drew the contact, or is it an offensive foul? I think they're going to say offensive foul. Her first and the first team foul by City College in this quarter. Camello to Samra, back to Camello. Heigold, top of the key. Ball knocked away by Pooney. Now Samra has to scramble for it. Good defense by Marlene. She pushes ahead to Cornell. Right back to Pooney down low. Runs into the double team. Hatfield, swing pass. Benitez, 3 on the way. Just too strong. Pooney tracks down the rebound. Fresh shot clock for the Rams. That shot too strong by Sinclair. And that was Sinclair who put up that 3 attempt, by the way, moments ago. That was not Benitez. Despite their similar stature. Benitez, of course, wears number 10. And now number 3 comes up with a loose ball. She finds Cornell inside, who tried to draw the foul. Not enough contact that time, but it was touched by Sahana Samra. So it'll stay with the Rams, who will inbound underneath their own basket. Sinclair will be the trigger man. Meanwhile, Hatfield will take a breather. She's replaced by Vivian Wu. Rams go small here. Sinclair slows things down with 15 to shoot. Pooney, pass a little too high from her and a turnover. Here come the Hawks, down 21. Deep 2 on the way is good. Nice looking shot from Raya Getty, the sophomore from Lathrop, California, down in the Central Valley. Her first points of the ball game. 8th point of the night by Las Positas. Wu, far side Sinclair, back up to Wu. Cornell. Sinclair. That three's no good. Tiaja Jackson has her shot blocked. A third block of the game by Melanie Heigold. So the tallest player on the Las Positas roster gets another block. She's played very well defensively, has Heigold. Meanwhile, Sinclair along with Pooney check out for the Rams. Becca Tassi and Jaden Benitez, who handles here to inbound, check back in. Tassi, very short two on the inbound, no good. It's Tassi, Benitez, Wu, Sinclair, and Tiaza Jackson on the floor for the Rams. Jackson, good job there to strip the ball away, but Getty comes up with it. She circles around to the top of the key. Three on the way, she could step into it. Rams are letting her shoot. That shot no good, however. Benitez will push. Wu, another three on the way. It's good. Vivian Wu is feeling it from downtown. And she's starting to take over this game offensively for the Rams. 30-8. CCSF now lead with just 2:30 to go before the half. Camelo. Two in transition, no good. Jackson skies for the rebound around Heigold, who looks to be a little bit shaken up. She gets back slowly on defense. Rams with numbers if they hurry. Becca Tassi turnaround jumper, no good. Rams keep the basketball. Little two-man game between Benitez and Sinclair. Sinclair gets the ball back, now finds Wu. Jackson. Sinclair for three. It's short, no good, and didn't even hit rim that time. Then it was Tassi trying to put up a little bunny hopper, and that was no good. And there may have been a foul, or it was just out of bounds. It looks like it'll be a jump ball, so possession arrow will favor Las Positas. Meanwhile, Marlene Pooney, I beg your pardon, checks back in. She replaces Tassi. It's Pooney, Jackson, Vivian Wu, Sinclair, and Benitez on the floor for the Rams. It's Hawks ball following the jump ball. Rams press a bit this time. They go to that 2-3 zone once again. And a stifling zone defense that time. Another turnover in favor of the Rams. Here comes Benitez. And Pooney. The pass just a little bit too low for Marlene. Benitez was trying to fit that pass into a fairly tight window. And now Pooney will check out, and immediately back in the game is Becca Tassi. 90 seconds to go in the second quarter. 22-point lead for the Rams. Camelo all the way to the basket, drove the foul. Could not quite get the shot, but she'll get herself to the free throw line. Third trip of the night to the line for the Hawks, who I mentioned a little while ago, shooting just 62% from the free throw line this season. The Rams themselves are shooting 64% from the free throw line for comparison. And both free throws good. So Bianca Camelo makes it 30-10. Jackson, middle of the key to Sinclair. Right back to Jackson. Starts her drive, kills the dribble. Sinclair, 20-foot jumper, no good. Jackson the rebound. Fresh shot clock for the Rams. Jackson's had a nice night when she's been on the floor tonight so far for Derek Lau. Rams trying to win their 5th straight. Benitez. Vivian Wu, another three is good. 5th made three in the first half for Vivian. And it's been a very good night for number 12, who now comes up with a steal. Back the other way. Just a half second between shot clock and game clock. Jackson. Wu again for three. Why not? It's good. Vivian Wu is on fire from beyond the arc. And she gets a hearty applause from her bench. And Wu is just feeling it, and the Hawks really are giving her a pretty big cushion to shoot when she wants it. And on the other end, Enmi Espinoza for the Hawks will draw a foul. But Vivian Wu, who on the season shoots 33% from beyond the arc, averages also, she's shooting 40% overall from the field. Espinoza, that shot too strong. And that's how the second quarter and first half comes to an end. So the Rams, behind a very hot start from number 12, jump out to a 36-10 lead and could be well on their way to their 5th Street victory and could go 5-1 here. And the Coast Conference will step aside, and then we'll come back for some first half analysis and then get you ready for the start of the second half. Once again, you're watching exclusive streaming coverage of Rams basketball, streaming on Facebook Live, presented by CCSF Athletics and the BEMA department here at City College of San Francisco. Back here inside the Wellness Center, Aaron Turner getting you ready for the start of the second half. It was a dominating first half by the Lady Rams from CCSF, in huge part by the dominating 18-point performance by Vivian Wu. All 6 of her made shots in that first half came from beyond the arc. So her 18 points led all scorers, to say the least. Ariana Hatfield had 5 points in that first half. It's the same starting 5 as in the first half for the Rams. Rams now moving left to right across your screen. In their home whites, red lettering, black trim. Hatfield pulls up again from 3. She buries it, her second made 3 of this ball game. She has 8 points now in the evening. That extends a lead to 29 points. 39-10. Rams just stifling the Hawks tonight, looking to win their 5th straight ball game and go to 5-1 in the Coast Conference. Or 4-1, I should say, in the Coast Conference. And 16-6 overall. Hawks, wearing their road blacks, turn the ball over. Turnover by Bianca Camello, the freshman from Salesian High School in Oakland, led her team in scoring in that first half. She scored 6 of the 10 points mustered by the Hawks. Raya Getty, Sahana Samra scoring 2 apiece. Wu tried to find a cutting Becca Tossi, but threw the ball away. And you see right now, Wu, after that incredibly hot first half performance, especially in the second quarter, 5 of 6 of her made 3s came in the second quarter. Now the Hawks are giving her a little bit more attention when she drifts out beyond the arc. We could see a lot of man defense on her for the rest of this evening. Catch and shoot 3, in and out, no good. That was Hatfield who tried. And now Benitez buries a 3. Jaden, her first points of the evening. 42-10, and now the Rams with the ball right back in their hands following a turnover. Wu from downtown, can't get that one to go. And then gets her own rebound and finds Becca Tossi down low. So the next best thing off the missed 3 by Wu is an assist, and then a bucket from Becca. Tossi now has 4 points on the game. Meanwhile, a foul in the backcourt committed by the Rams. 3rd foul on Jaden Benitez. First foul by either team of the quarter. Rams up big, 34-point lead for CCSF. Camello, guarded by Benitez, kicks out, top of the key to Mora. Espinoza. Camello. Mora with 7 to shoot. And a foul on Vivian Wu, who bumped into Raya Getty. So Vivian, the sophomore from Castro Valley High School, her first foul. 2nd on the Rams. Camello explodes down the lane and kisses it off the glass. Nice move. Eight points now for Bianca. That little runner, no good by Benitez. Hawks moving right to left. Camello all the way herself, why not? Can't quite get it to go. She was matched up with Cornell, and Francesca did not draw the foul. She also checks on Karina Camello to make sure she's okay. Ball was knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Hawks. So Bianca, the freshman, trying to do things herself right now in terms of scoring. She scored 8 of the 12 points so far by the Hawks. She gets the ball here, fights off the check from Vivian Wu, and then misses the 3. Here comes Hatfield. Woo. Thought about a three. You know she wanted to pull up there. Instead, she drifts around the key, and a little bit of a runner in the lane. So Vivian Wu, her first made basket that's not from beyond the arc tonight. 20 points now for Vivian. Well above her season average. She averages 12 points a game. Another turnover to the Rams. Wu. Benitez can step into a three, but Wu is left alone for a moment, and she can't make him pay. A good-looking shot, but just a little bit too strong to the left. Espinoza came up with it. This is Camelo pushing. Karina down the lane, dribbled off her own foot, and Wu comes up with it. Rams trying to push. Benitez controls the pass. Slows things down now. Ariana Hatfield, step back three is good. Second made three of the third quarter. She has 11 now, so another Ram into double-digit scoring. It's 49-12. And a trap along the far sideline. That was Sahana Samra who was trapped. The 5'3" freshman really had nowhere to go. It'll stay with the Hawks, I believe. Meanwhile, Hatfield checks out. Cornell checks out. Sinclair back in for the Rams, along with Tiaza Jackson. .12 to shoot. Espinoza. That's Mora finding Camelo with 2 to shoot. Step back jumper is no good. She got a good look, but just couldn't quite bury it. But an offensive rebound and a fresh shot clock for the Hawks. Camelo again will handle. Directing traffic, wants a screen. She's stared down by Sinclair. Step back three, no good. Hawks again with a rebound. Camelo again handles. Espinoza around a screen from Camelo. Bounce pass. Brandy Robles. And that shot was rejected. And Becca Tassi was having none of that. It will stay with the Hawks with 15 to shoot. So Tassi, Wu, Jackson, Benitez. Now Tassi steps out, replaced by Patricia Taylor. So it's Taylor, Jackson, Benitez, Wu. On the floor for the Rams. 4 to shoot. Hawks force up a shot at the buzzer, and that'll be a shot clock violation. Amelia Sinclair, Patricia Taylor, Vivian Wu, Tiaza Jackson, Jaden Benitez, the 5 on the floor for the Rams at the moment. Up big. Jackson, nice bounce pass to Taylor, but a foul before the pass, or in the action of the pass. That should not be a shooting foul, and it won't be. It's the first team foul on Las Positas. Benitez will inbound. This is Wu. Back to Benitez. Left alone in front of her own bench. Can't quite get it to go. Wu tracks down the rebound. And Jackson, right place, right time. Tiaja gets an easy 2 that time. She had 2 in the first half, 2 more here. 4 points overall for Tiaja. 51-12 is the lead for the Rams. So this game getting ugly rather quickly here in the second quarter. Rams were up by 20 at the half. Now have pushed that lead to 39. Foul on the floor. It'll be on the Rams. That's the first personal on Patricia Taylor, who went to Berkeley High School in Oakland. Well, it says she was born in Oakland, but did play her high school basketball at Berkeley. She's a 5'10" freshman, so she'll be back next year for Derek Lau. Has good size down low. And she caused a lot of traffic there, but a nice shot to make up for it by Melanie Heigold. Her first points of the ball game. She had a good stat line defensively in the first half. No points to show for it. It's Hawks ball. And Benitez forces a jump ball in the backcourt, and that'll be Rams basketball. No, I beg your pardon, it's Hawks. They flip the arrow at halftime, but only flip it directionally, so the Hawks have inadvertently won the last 3 jump balls. Now a foul here, just as Camelo gets across the timeline. We'll have to see who this is on, and it's on Amelia Sinclair. That's her first personal, 4th team foul, and now Jaden Benitez sits, replaced by Katie Osaki. So a sophomore for another sophomore. That 3's on the way. It's no good. Osaki tracks the rebound. She's pushing. Sinclair gets the pass here. Osaki puts up a 3. Had a good look, left alone, but just too strong for Katie, who had one made 3 in the first half for her only points. Meanwhile, Tiaja Jackson will commit a personal foul. Good job by Sahana Samra to drive into her and force the contact there. That'll get her to the line. Second foul by Tiaja. First free throw's good. Second free throw is good. Samra now has 4 points, does the freshman from San Ramon, California. 51-16 is the score. Osaki tried to thread the needle there, threw it into a wall of defenders. It looks like she was trying to find Francesca Cornell. It'll stay with the Rams on the deflection. Here come the Hawks the other way. Camelo draws a foul. So another trip to the line for the Hawks. And Camelo splits the free throws. (51-17) the score. Jackson. Ball deflected for a moment. It stays with the Rams. Sinclair. Patricia Taylor down low. Nice move inside. Could not get the bucket, but she drew the foul. Emmy Espinoza, the sophomore from Milpitas High School. No, they're going to say it was Sahana Samra actually guilty of the personal. Her second foul of the ball game. Second team foul of the quarter on Las Positas. Second free throw, no good, but Cornell came up with a rebound. Now she puts up a 3, and it was a great look. She just couldn't quite get it to go. But another offensive rebound by the Rams. Osaki controls. This is Cornell. Gets the ball right back. Francesca finds Amelia Sinclair for 3. That's no good. Another offensive rebound. Patricia Taylor. She has 2 this possession. Sinclair will control. Calls the play in. And it was Cornell trying to find Patricia Taylor, but good defense that time by the And now a timeout called by Las Positas with 1:24 to go in the third quarter. His team, that's Clarence Morgan's team, down 52-17. The Hawks at 6-14 overall have lost 3 straight coming into this ball game. And when you look at the Coast Conference North standings, it's really a top-heavy conference. You have Skyline at 15-7 and 4-0. San Francisco right behind them at 15-6 and 3-1. Chabot College at 16-6 and 2-2. And then CSM at 13-9, also at 2-2 in the conference. So those 4 teams really going to duke it out the rest of the way to see who claims the Coast Conference North title. The Rams, of course, have won it the past couple years, looking to return to the playoffs this season, off to a very good conference start. Meanwhile, Tiaza Jackson gets called for a carrying. So a turnover to the Hawks with just over a minute to go in the third quarter. After tonight, the Rams will host Chabot here this Friday evening. Rams back the other way off the miss. Francesca Cornell finds Patricia Taylor inside, who kisses it off the glass for 2. Taylor has 4 points on the evening now. 54-17, half a minute to go before the break. Rams trap on the near sideline. Samra has nowhere to go, now finds Camillo. Heigold, inside too strong. Tiaza Jackson cleans up that mess. Seven seconds left in the quarter. Osaki, floater in the lane, too strong. And the buzzer sounds, and that's the end of the third quarter, where the Rams continue their domination. They had 24 points in the quarter, make it 54-17, with just a quarter left to play here in game 1 of our doubleheader. Start of the fourth quarter here in the Wellness Center. Rams up big 54-17 over Las Positas, trying to win their 5th straight ball game. Francesca Cornell, along with Amelia Sinclair, Katie Osaki, Ariana Hatfield, and Marlene Pooney, the 5 on the floor for Derek Lau. Hatfield, another 3, it's good. She has 3 made threes here in the second half, 14 points overall. So just like that, approaching her season average, she averages 15 points for a game for Derek Lau. Karina Camillo, directing traffic, finds Emmy Espinoza. Now Ariana Hatfield back the other way. Francesca Cornell, bounce pass to Pooney, who draws the contact and the basket. Nice move by Marlene Pooney. Her first points of the ball game. The freshman, who's a big body down low for Derek Lau. She played sparingly in that first quarter, but now has her first points of the ball game. That makes it 59-17. Rams leading big. So it'd certainly be perhaps the most convincing win all season for the Rams. This is a team that averages 62 points per game, so nearing their season average already here with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. That shot too strong. Benitez pushing, Pooney down low again on the pass from Benitez. Two straight made baskets for Marlene Pooney. Making her minutes count tonight. And we'll have yet to see if Derek Lau continues to empty the bench. Camelo puts up a tough contested three. That's no good. Pooney the rebound. Benitez content to just slow things down here a little bit. Hatfield top of the key. Osaki right back to Hatfield. 11 to shoot. Pooney takes a peek at the shot clock, then goes all the way down the lane. She gets the bucket and the foul, and that gets a roar from her bench. So Marlene Pooney right now has 3 made baskets and now has a chance to get to the line for a 3-point play. 6 points just like that for the freshman. She didn't get the start, but she's now the 3rd leading scorer on the floor tonight for the Rams. And she can't quite hit the free throw, but it is 63-17 with 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Camelo step back 3 in response is good, and it may be a deep 2, and I believe it is. 19th point of the ball game for the Hawks. Camelo has 10. That shot no good. Hawks the rebound. Camelo draws a late whistle. She went down a little bit awkwardly after that shot. The shot was no good, but they're going to whistle Francesca Cornell, the freshman from Lincoln High School, her 2nd foul. And Camelo takes a minute to catch her breath. She's played hard tonight. Bianca, just a freshman, misses the free throw. Both free throws missed. It stays just 19 points on the scoreboard for Las Positas, who will travel to take on Ohlone this Friday night after this game. Osaki, nice runner. That's Hatfield, I beg your pardon. Ariana Hatfield. She has 13 on the ball game now. 11 of those 13, or 16, I beg your pardon, and 11 of those 16 coming here in the second half. She had 5 in the first half, did Ariana. She's starting to heat up. It's 65-19. Espinoza guarded by Osaki with 8 to shoot. Floater from the right elbow is a bit too strong. Hatfield finds Pooney. Marlene got that shot partially deflected, I believe. She was feeling herself, and Melanie Heigold was having none of that. I don't know if they'll give official credit, but that should be her 4th block of the ball game. And that 3 is good by Sahana Samra. First made 3 of the ball game by the Hawks, by the way. Samra's 7th point. And Pooney has that ball knocked out of bounds, and a fresh 5 will come on the floor for the Rams. So Tiaza Jackson re-enters the game along with Becca Tossi, Patricia Taylor, Amelia Sinclair, and Vivian Wu. We'll see if Wu can add to her very impressive scoring night tonight before this one's over. Just under 6 minutes to go, and Wu right there on the floor scrambling for it. Will jump ball be called? It will be. And once again, it'll be Las Positas Hawks ball. So they've literally won, just by sheer chance, all 4 jump ball calls tonight with their possession arrow. Melanie Heigold draws contact, can't get the basket, but she'll pick up or draw the foul. The foul was on Becca Tossi. That was her third personal. Second team foul of the quarter on the Rams, and a quick timeout called, a full timeout called on the floor. After that Ohlone ball game this Friday, Las Positas will not play again until February 12th, where they will host Chabot College. They'll then go on the road and face a very tough Skyline team on February 14th, and will actually play their final game of the regular season here, or I beg your pardon, against the Rams in the East Bay at Las Positas College on Friday the 21st of February, and they'll also have a home match against College of San Mateo on February 19th. Meanwhile, the Rams, after their game tonight and after their Friday night match against Chabot, will travel to Skyline. That should be a very good game in San Bruno. Matchup of the top two teams in the conference, as the free throw is good. They'll have two tough matchups, and they'll also travel to College of San Mateo on February 12th before returning home to play Ohlone here in the Wellness Center on February 19th. And of course, these two teams will close the regular season out against each other, as I mentioned a moment ago. Becca Tossi inside. That shot no good, gets her own rebound. A jump ball called, and this time it'll be Rams basketball, the first jump ball awarded to them by way of the possession arrow. Rams will inbound. Up 41. Tossi, or Patricia Taylor rather. Tossi was in the area. Taylor had that shot partially blocked. Goes out of bounds, stays with the Rams. Sinclair will inbound. Tossi. Rams in no hurry right now. Wu will survey. Finds a cutting Tossi. Nice pass by Vivian Wu. Tossi flips it up with the right hand. Couldn't score. Gets her own rebound and then puts it back in. Becca Tossi's sixth point. And then Wu picks up a huge block on the other end. That gets another shout of approval from her bench. She tries to find Becca Tossi, who tried to save the ball and right into the hands of Raya Getty. She sets a screen for Camelo. That shot no good, and Camelo draws the foul. Camelo nets the second free throw. 67-25 is the score here. Rams well on their way to their fifth straight victory. Jackson. Trisha Taylor surveys. Finds Sinclair all the way to the basket. Beautiful move by Amelia around the double team and just kissed it off the glass that time. Her fourth point of the ball game. Second made bucket tonight. Lead up to 44 with over 4 minutes to go. So Rams have now eclipsed their season average in terms of scoring. They average 62 points per game. They're now at 69. Camelo, step back jumper, no good. Wu skies for the rebound. Sinclair. Jackson. And the shot was deflected, but I believe it'll stay with the Rams. It will. Sinclair will inbound underneath her own basket. And a timeout called by Clarence Morgan. No timeout, I beg your pardon. Just a substitution. Karina Camello runs into the double team, finds Espinoza with 15 to shoot. Samra gets the ball here, drives against Taylor, and I believe Patricia Taylor picked up the foul. Her second, fourth team foul of the quarter on the Rams. And now a timeout's called by Clarence Morgan. The Rams, who have just one loss in the Coast Conference, that's an overtime loss right here at the Wellness Center back last month on January 10th against first place Skyline. So you got to think that that February 5th matchup looming large right now at Skyline. It's interesting because the Rams opened up conference play against Chabot at Chabot in Hayward on January 8th. They then played two more conference games. They lost one, the one I mentioned before against Skyline. They won two, and then they actually played two out-of-conference games in the middle of January against Laney and against Cabrillo, both of which they won in big-time fashion. So really the Rams haven't really had a close game since that Skyline game. They've won four straight, all of four in very dominating fashion. So right now the Rams hitting their stride at the right time. 69-26 following the three-point attempts, the free throw attempts. That jumper is good. And Katie Osaki is feeling it. That's her fifth point of the ball game. First field goal of the second half for Katie. Camello tries a deep three. Why not? Too strong. Beccatasi the rebound. Camello, though, sticks with it, and that was actually not Camello. That was Sahana Samra. 9 points for her. Sinclair. 78-28, 71-28 Rams lead. Chiazza Jackson. Osaki wants a deep three. Can't quite draw iron. Her bench was ready to explode if she could hit that. So with 2:27 to go in the ball game, it's Hawks ball. Chiazza Jackson with Marlene Pooney, Amelia Sinclair, Vivian Wu, and Beccatasi on the floor for the Rams. Samra drew the hard contact. She ran right into Beccatasi. Went down a little bit hard. She'll take a moment to catch her breath, but that is a foul. And it looks like Beccatasi has fouled out, so her fifth team foul of the quarter on the Rams, and Tassi's night is done. She had 6 points tonight, the freshman from South San Francisco High School. She's replaced by Patricia Taylor. Meanwhile, Samra, the freshman from San Ramon, at the line. That's her first. (71-30) following the made free throw. Pooney regain control, find Patricia Taylor right into the double team, and Karina Camello had really nowhere to go that time. So Taylor will find herself at the line. Taylor misses the free throw. It stays 71-30. Both free throws missed. Heigold tracks it down, and the ball was knocked away from her. It went off the hands of Amelia Sinclair, the 5'2" freshman. Stays Hawks basketball, under 2 minutes to go now. 1:51 to be exact, before the end of this one. Camello will handle. Only Hawk in double-digit scoring is Karina Camello. And Patricia Taylor steals the pass. Osaki finds Taylor. Sinclair. Jackson. Osaki. Back to Jackson. Deep two on the way. No good. Puni fought for the rebound, and she'll get called for an over-the-back foul with 1:13 to go. Looks like the Rams are in the bonus, or they have committed enough fouls to force free throws the rest of this way for the next 73 seconds or so. Espinoza at the line. She is scoreless tonight, is number 22, rocking the short haircut. And she misses the first free throw. Second free throw rattles out. Sinclair. Jackson. 1 minute to go. Jackson gets the ball back. Rams will try to eat as much clock as possible. Osaki drives, finds Puni down low. Nice pass and an even better finish. Marlene Puni, just like that, has 8 points off the bench for Derek Lau. 73-30 is the lead. Espinoza can't get the shot to go off the glass. Shot clock off, so Rams don't even have to shoot if they don't want to. Up 43. Final 20 seconds or so will tick off, and Rams may just hold the ball for the end of this one. So it was a dominating performance in every quarter by Derek Lau, and they're going to roll to their 5th straight victory, led in big part by number 12, Vivian Wu. 20 points tonight on 6 made threes. And the Rams get a well-deserved victory. They go to 4-1 and keep pace with first place Skyline in the Coast Conference, and improve to 16-6 overall. Meanwhile, Las Positas drops to 1-4 in the Coast Conference and 6-15 overall. That was their 4th straight defeat. And don't forget, everyone, we have game 2 of our doubleheader coming up in just a few minutes. It'll be the number 1 team in all of California, the CCSF men's basketball team, taking on these very same Las Positas Hawks, who are playing very well this season. It should be an entertaining matchup. So your final score in this one, the Lady Rams 73, the Hawks of Las Positas 30. So for our entire broadcast crew, if you don't stick around, I'm Aaron Turner. It's been a pleasure to call this one tonight. And thank you for watching our live exclusive coverage of Rams basketball here on Facebook Live, presented by CCSF Athletics and the BEMA department at City College of San Francisco. And welcome inside the Wellness Center for Game 2 of our doubleheader. This is exclusive coverage of CCSF basketball, streaming live on Rams TV and presented here on Facebook Live by the BEMA department at the City College of San Francisco. Hi everyone, Aaron Turner, your broadcaster tonight, and we have a dandy on tap for you just a few minutes away from tip-off. The #1 team in all of California who have yet to taste defeat here in the 2019-2020 season, taking on number 21 Las Positas, the #2 team in the Coast Conference North. And on paper, you think that this might have a chance to be a decent matchup. Both teams are fairly evenly matched if you take away points per game. I mean, the Rams have really been rolling. They're just a hair under 100 points per game on average through the first 20 games of this season. And meanwhile, Las Positas has managed 86 points per game as a team, but aside from that, the stat lines look fairly similar. Both teams shooting just at 50% from the field. In fact, the Rams just 1 percentage point better, 51%. Las Positas shooting 34% from beyond the arc. CCSF shooting 36%. Las Positas actually better at the free throw line, shooting 74% from the line, while CCSF has struggled, if you want to call it that regard, a bit at 69%. And both teams averaging 43 rebounds per game. But it's been City College with just their incredibly talented and deep team that has really been the difference this season. Of course, it all starts with Miles Norris, the transfer who played last season at the University of Oregon, made it to the Sweet 16. He was going to transfer to UC Santa Barbara. He would have had to sit out a year, instead opted for the JUCO route, and what a find that has been for Justin LeBaugh here in his 18th season at the helm of the Rams, a team that won it all 2 seasons ago. They were very close to winning back-to-back championships last year, lost in that championship game, and they haven't lost since. So CCSF will look to make it 21 straight victories here. They'll look to stay undefeated both overall and in conference play. Meanwhile, Las Positas is right behind them in terms of the conference schedule. They have just 1 loss in conference play. They have 5 losses overall this season. They're the second highest scoring team in the Coast Conference North. And we'll see if they can attempt to keep up with CCSF here inside the Wellness Center. For the Rams, they start Darian Trammell, the freshman from St. Ignatius High School here in San Francisco. He grew up across the bridge in Marin City. Miles Norris, the aforementioned swingman at 6'10". He was born in San Francisco. He played his high school ball in Southern California and now returns to his homeland, if you will, to play for Justin LeBaugh, one of the top junior college players in all of California. Nate Robinson, the sophomore, not that one, but a very talented player. Guard for the Rams. Quincy Urbina, the difference maker, the sophomore leader on this team from Clovis West High School in Fresno. The 6'7" swingman will play a lot of guard, but we could see him at forward tonight as well. And then Ezekiel Holman, the very talented 6'6" freshman from Lincoln High School in Stockton, round out the starting 5 for Justin LeBaugh. Meanwhile, for James Giacomazzi, the head coach of Las Positas, he'll march out Michael Hayes at guard. The 6'4" sophomore from Tracy, California, played his high school ball at West High School. Lee Jones Jr., the 5'10" freshman from Sarah High School, just down the road from here. Andrew Mork, another guard. Last year played at Metro State University, grew up in Oakley, California. Marquise Davison, another transfer player, a sophomore who played at Mesa Community College in Arizona but grew up in Fairfield. And then Wesley Burse, a sophomore guard swingman at 6'5", went to NX High School in Modesto, California. We'll pause for the national anthem and then bring it right back here. And I beg your pardon, that was actually not a pause for the national anthem. That was a moment of silence, and you got to think that maybe to honor the late Kobe Bryant, who of course just tragically passed away a few days ago in that horrible helicopter accident down in Southern California. And that death, of course, as unexpected as it was, and you got to expect having ripples really across the world, and being such a cultural icon here, you got to think most of these players, all of these players on the floor, if you ask them to list their favorite players of all time and an inspiration to them, you got to think Kobe Bryant tops that list. So our thoughts, of course, are with him and his family. And sadly, of course, it wasn't just Kobe Bryant passing away. It was also his 13-year-old daughter, who was a very, very talented basketball player in her own right and had really a bright future ahead of her basketball-wise. So a moment to reflect, and now City College of San Francisco in their home white jerseys with red lettering, black trim, will look to make it 21 straight here at Brad Dugan Court. Starting lineups being announced on the floor. Quincy Urbina back in the lineup. He did miss one game, actually, Quincy Urbina, and it's funny because you got to think just one game, what's the big deal? His loss was really felt in that one game that he missed. In fact, it was the second game in January, the game that he missed back on January 17th, was only the second game in the month of January that the Rams did not score 100 or more points, if you can believe that. In fact, they've scored 100 or more points in the majority of their games this season, which is a big reason why they're just under 100 points per game as a team. Well, the stage is set, and we're just getting ready for tip-off here at the Wellness Center. Teams at the center court, it'll be Miles Norris getting ready to tip things off, faced up against Wesley Burse. Morris wins that easily. And first to touch the ball officially is Darian Trammell. Norris handles far side. And an offensive foul. So Marquise Davidson, the 6'5" swingman, he was the first who was tasked with guarding Norris, and that's a tough task, trying to guard that lanky 6'10" frame. So early foul here, first foul by the Rams. Rams press on defense. Michael Hayes controls, guarded by Urbina. Hayes quickly into the front court. Hayes against everybody, scores with the left hand. Nice move by Michael Hayes. The sophomore from Tracy opens the scoring, 2-0, just underway in the first half. Quincy Urbina down low. Spins, gets his defender up in the air, can't get it to go, gets his own rebound, draws the bucket, and the foul. Nice move by Quincy. It was Andrew Mork who initially was guarding him. And Mork was called for the personal. Quincy, 2 points, just like that, has a chance for a three-point play. Can't convert. So it's 2-2, just underway inside the Wellness Center. The Hawks wearing their road blacks, red letters, white trim, moving left to right across your screen, and a travel called. First turnover of the ball game by the Hawks. Urbina against Mork again, turnaround jumper, just a little too strong. Hayes skies for the rebound. Good look by Quincy, couldn't quite get it to go. Three on the way, and Ezekiel Holman got a piece of that one. Nice job by Zeke to block that. He gets the ball here down low. Cycles back up to Urbina. Robinson far side. And a foul off the ball against the Hawks. Second team foul on Las Positas. Holman will inbound. And Norris knocked the ball away. And they're gonna say it was off a Hawk, so it'll stay with CCSF. Meanwhile, Urbina will sit for a rest. Umeka Udinyi checks in. It'll be Udinyi with Trammell, Robinson, Holman, and Norris on the floor for the Rams. Udinyi handles here. Dribbles between the legs. Hand off Holman. Got his man up in the air. 20-foot jumper is good. Ezekiel Holman, his first points of the ball game, second leading scorer on this team as a freshman, averages 12.5 points per game for Justin LeBas, rather. Nice Euro step in the lane, and did he draw the foul? I think Michael Hayes did. So clearly number 3, unafraid of contact right now. He has 2 points already, and at the line trying to net 2 more. Free throw's good. And we're just like that, knotted up at 4. All 4 points scored so far of the ball game by Michael Hayes for Las Positas. He does average 20 points a game, so we should see a lot of number 3 tonight. Meanwhile, Trammell down the lane and just can't quite get it to go. Nice move by Darion Trammell, the 5'10 freshman, smallest guy on the floor for City College tonight, but scrappy. Trammell averages just a hair over 10 points. He's tied with, basically knotted up with Quincy Urbina and Nate Robinson in terms of a scoring average. All are averaging just over 10 points a game. So you see, I mean, this team can go 6 deep with the double-digit scoring. 7 players right at the 10-point per game mark. Meanwhile, Trammell splits the free throws. It's 5-4 early on. Mork finds Marquise Davidson, tiptoes the baseline and then throws it off of Holman's leg. It stays with the Hawks. He was trying to find Wesley Burse in the corner. Good job by Holman to stay with his man. He kind of recognized the play and just got in the way there. It'll be 20 to shoot, Hawks to inbound. Burse finds Lee Jones Jr. now hands off to Hayes. 3 on the way. Good look. It's good from Andrew Mork. First made 3 of the ball game for either team. Mork averages 12 points a game for Las Positas. Odini fights underneath for the rebound off the miss. Can't get it to go and then kisses it off the glass. That's no good, but he did draw a foul. Emeka, the very scrappy, talented sophomore, went to De La Salle, a very good high school program, known more for their football program than anything, but a very talented basketball program as well in its own right. The left-hander nets the first free throw. His first points of the ball game. He's just outside of the 10-point per game club, averages 9.5 officially, call it 9.4. But just a very good all-around player for Justin LeBas. And he comes up with his own rebound on the miss and the deflection. A break for the Rams, down 1. Emeka handles here. Starts his drive, sees the space. Thought about finding a cutting Holman, instead finds well, that was Dale Curry. And Curry had the ball knocked away, and it's a turnover to the Hawks. Curry, who usually wears number 10, I beg your pardon, number 11, he's actually rocking number 33 tonight. It took me a moment to realize who that was. He's a sophomore, played good minutes last year for Justin LeBas, averages 10 points a game as well. One of 4 players to average right at that 10-point per game mark. Udinyi inside, and he roars after kissing that one off the glass. Emeka too hard to handle inside. He has 3 points tonight now. Rams back up by 1, 8-7. 3 on the way and return. No good, just a little too strong, and then Bursch chases down his own rebound. Hands to Davison. Davison spins, tiptoes the baseline. Andrew Mork stepped on the out-of-bounds line, and a turnover back to the Rams. Isaiah Abdul, a sophomore from Tracy, California, another JC transfer, played last year at Monterey Peninsula Junior College. He checks in for Las Positas, and Mork will sit for the moment. Trammell will handle for the Rams, moving right to left. Holman. Curry surveys. Starts his drive. Dale Curry kisses it off the glass. Beautiful move inside by Dale Curry. His first points of the ball game. Rams up 3. Just too strong. Nice shot attempt by Lee Jones. Curry comes up with the rebound. He wants to push the other way. Curry to Holman. Udinyi. And an offensive foul, and I think they're going to get Ezekiel Holman for the follow-through contact. They will. That's Ezekiel's first personal foul. Third team foul of the half on the Rams. Las Positas has 4 fouls meanwhile. They're down 3, 15:30 to go in the first half. So, both teams kind of feeling each other out early on here. Rams will press. Hawks break the press. Michael Hayes handles quickly. Euro step up with the left hand. Beautiful move by Michael Hayes. 6 points for him, and you see why he's the leading scorer on this team. He's very creative when he has the ball in his hands. Rams up 1, 10-9. Udinyi looks to answer quickly. Kills the dribble. Miles Norris. Ball knocked away, and it was off Miles Norris, and that gets a roar of approval from the Las Positas bench. So Norris, obviously, no matter who's on him, are going to have their hands full. He's 6'10", but he can really play any position on the floor if you need him to. He's very athletic. One of the top recruits in America when he was coming out of high school before he originally committed to the University of Oregon. 3 on the way, in and out. Good look, a very good look from Isaiah Abdul. Udinyi looks to push. Norris tees up a 3 on the catch and shoot. Too strong. Hayes the rebound. Regains control. Hayes, Euro step. Left-handed floater is good. Michael Hayes feeling it right now. 8 points for the 6'4" sophomore. He's keeping the Hawks in this one early on. Hawks go to a zone defense here. Trammell through traffic. Trammell fought off the contact, couldn't quite get it to go, no foul. And then Burrs came up with it, and then he's fouled in the backcourt. I think they may get Holman again. And they will. So Las Positas really coming out so far and matching the energy of the Rams. They're the number 2 team in the Coast Conference. They only have 5 losses so far this season. They're up 1, 11-10. 14-14 showing on the game clock. Davison. Hands to Abdul. Lee Jones handles top of the key. Around the screen from Davison. And now Hayes, who set that screen actually, tees up a 3. They let him shoot, and Michael Hayes. He tees up a 3, and then he has something to say to Quincy Urbina. Second made 3 of the ball game. Hayes already in double-digit scoring. And now him and Urbina getting into it down low, and I think the refs just kind of blew that whistle just to tell them to chill out. And of course, this is an emotional game, and what team wouldn't want to knock off the number 1 team in all of California? I'm not sure what the actual call was. But regardless, it's Rams ball. 14-10, Las Positas up 4, and a turnover. Offensive foul? I believe so. By the way, for the Rams, Sei Riley has just checked into the ball game. He picks up the first personal. Riley with the long dreads. So it's Riley with Dale Curry. Sam Manu also into the ball game for the Rams on the floor. Nate Robinson and Kyrie Brown. The subs getting some run here. Riley went to De La Salle North in Portland, Oregon. Manu from Aragon High School in San Mateo. Kyrie Brown from Berkeley High School. Grew up in Oakland, California. Meanwhile, Lee Jones Jr. is at the line. That's his first point of the ball game. As I mentioned in the pregame, 74% from the line is what Las Positas are shooting this year, so a pretty good free throw shooting team. And right on cue, Lee Jones Jr. hits both free throws. Biggest lead of the ball game for either team. Hawks up by 6. Still very early in this ball game. Robinson, Kyrie Brown directing traffic. Gets a screen from Manu. Goes around the screen. Robinson, Riley, down the lane, up with the right hand, can't quite get it to go. Sei Riley gets his own rebound, then it's blocked from behind by Michael Hayes. It'll stay with Las Positas. And we may have a reset of the shot clock, which would be a break for San Francisco. And no, now they're going to say it's Hawks ball, so I think that may be the correct call. Refs conferred for just a moment, and it'll be Las Positas off the block. So Hawks up 6, chance to extend this lead. They're feeling themselves right now, looking to pull what would be a monumental upset here on the road in San Francisco. Darian Trammell, meanwhile, has made his way to the scorer's table for Justin LeBas. Hayes. Step back, no good. Here comes Kyrie Brown. Brown shakes off the defender. Very deep three from Dale Curry. Couldn't quite get it to go. Hayes skies for the rebound over Manu. Intercepted by Curry. Dale weaves through traffic. Brown. One-on-one, and Las Positas wanted a jump ball. They didn't get it. Instead, they're going to say it was off the hands of the Hawks. Trammell will check back in. Curry will sit. It'll be Trammell, Manu, Riley, Robinson, and Brown on the floor for the Rams. 24 to shoot. Rams will inbound underneath their own basket. Brown inside to Trammell, just checked in. Riley in front of the Hawks bench finds Robinson up top. 17 to shoot. Nate Robinson. Now Riley surveys, thought about a 3, starts his drive, runs right over his man. Ooh, and a blocking foul. And James Giacomazzi cannot believe the call. And it was actually very close. My only thought was that although Riley was leaning a little bit with his shoulder, that perhaps his defender, who was Wesley Burse, he may have been in that restricted area. That's Burse's first personal. 6th team foul on the Hawks, so they're one away from putting the Rams in the bonus, and a timeout on the floor. So Las Positas, very good energy to start this ball game, and you got to think, being the number 2 team in the Coast Conference, but looking up at the number 1 team in all of California, Las Positas had a lot to play for tonight. They're, of course, ranked in the top 25 teams in California themselves coming into today, according to the CCAA rankings. They're ranked number 21 in California. Certainly top 8 or 9 in Northern California, if you really want to break it down like that. So after the 30-second timeout, back to the action here. It'll be Rams basketball. Miles Norris is checked back in for the Rams. It's Norris, Trammell, Robinson, Udinye also back in the ballgame with Kyrie Brown. Udinye inside. Fakes, up with the right hand, just can't quite get it to go. Good defense that time by Burse. Rams have sputtered a little bit offensively. Good job defensively so far by the Hawks in this one. And a foul called. And they might get Kyrie Brown for the personal. And that, I believe, will send Michael Hayes to the line. That's the 8th team foul on the Rams. So free throws coming up the rest of this first half for the Hawks. Of course, if they commit one more personal, we'll see free throws on both ends. Hayes hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Third made free throw for Hayes. 12 points now for the sophomore. Make it 13 points. He scored 13 of the 18 points for the Hawks. They're up 8 biggest lead so far. 11:44 and ticking. Norris. Handoff Trammell. Finds Kyrie Brown, who almost slipped. Around the screen from Udinyi. Brown. Robinson got his man in the air, then drives to the basket, and he drew the contact. And now the Rams, well, it was a shooting foul, but regardless, we'll see free throws on their end as well on any foul for the rest of this first half. Nate Robinson tied for the third leading scorer. It's really virtually a four-way tie between Robinson, Curry, Trammell, and Urbina. He nets his first free throw. First points of the ball game for Nate, who went to Las Lomas High School, grew up in Walnut Creek, California. 6'4". Robinson shoots 70% from the free throw line this season. Meanwhile, the refs take just a moment to wipe up a slick spot on the floor. Rams down 7. Make it 6. Both free throws good from Nate. 18-12, Las Positas lead. Rams press. They got to get back. Andrew Mork runs right into the double team, and Norris came flying out of nowhere to change that shot. Nate Robinson wants to hurry the other way. Brown to Robinson. 3 on the way. It's good. 5 straight points from Nate Robinson. His first made 3 of the ball game. First made 3 for any Rams player. Just like that, they're down just 3. Nice pass inside, but again, Norris is there to change that shot. Mork could not get it to go. Udinyi cutting to the basket, and he scores with the right hand. And just like that, James Giacomazzi wants a timeout. Emeka's 5th point of the ball game, second made field goal. It's just a 1-point lead now for Las Positas, and they of course know how very quickly this Rams offense can get going. Well, last game, back last Saturday, the Rams traveled to Fremont, California to take on Ohlone. They were winners by a score of 112-59. In that game, Miles Norris led the way with 24 points. Darion Trammell, who didn't start, he did start tonight, he had 16 points. Dale Curry had 15. Prior to that, it was a 114-37 victory last Wednesday night against Cañada. So the Rams certainly have not been in a close game for quite some time. It's all knotted up essentially here. Rams down 1. Nearing the midway point of the first half, Hawks with the ball. Davison right into Udinyi. No shot, but I believe Emeka is going to get called for the personal. And we should see a pair of free throw attempts coming up here. It'll be a 1-and-1 situation. Rams with their 9th personal. Las Positas have committed 7 themselves. Davison scoreless so far. Meanwhile, Udinyi sits and Urbina checks back in. It's Urbina with Nate Robinson, Darion Trammell, Miles Norris, and Kyrie Brown on the floor for City College. First free throw is good. Marquise gets in the scoring action. The 6'5" sophomore who grew up in Fairfield, transferred to Las Positas from Mesa Community College in Arizona, where he played his hoops last season. Meanwhile, Michael Hayes is going to rest, and James Giacomazzi sends in Matt Roseby, a 6'9" freshman forward from Australia. Both free throws good. Lead back up to 3 for Las Positas. Robinson, ball knocked away, and they're going to say that Robinson lost control, and it'll be Hawks ball. So really a very good effort defensively by Las Positas. They've been able to hold this offensive check thus far, but still plenty of basketball. That was Jones weaving through traffic. Now Abdul down low, finishes with the left hand. Isaiah Abdul back in the ball game. His first points of the night. 5-point lead again for Las Positas. Urbina, Robinson, 3 on the way. It's good. Nate Robinson, his second made 3, 8 points of the night. And he leads all Rams scorers, who are down 2. And all the way back with a full head of steam was Marquise Davison, and I think he picked up a offensive foul. And he did. That's his third. 8th team foul on Las Positas. Rams with 9 themselves. Sei Riley makes his way to the scorer's table for City College. This is Trammell weaving through traffic and can't quite get it to go around the big man. Good defense that time by Las Positas again. Jones guarded by Robinson around the screen from Michael Moore, who just checked in for Las Positas. That shot way short, and then good lucky break by Isaiah Abdul. He was kind of just in the right place and picked up the air ball, then scored with the left hand. It's 24-20. Ball knocked away for a moment. Urbina controls. Quincy's scoreless so far tonight. I beg your pardon, he has 2 points, says Quincy Urbina. Miles Norris hands off to Robinson. Nate flips it up, just can't quite get it to go. He wanted a foul, didn't get it. Three on the way. No good. That was Davison trying it from downtown. Trammell wants to push the other way. Weaves through traffic. Can't quite get it to go. He tried to split the double team. Was just a little short with the left hand. Jones. Lost control. Rams with numbers if they hurry. Curry checks behind his back. And then an alley-oop off the glass. And then a finish with 2 hands by Miles Norris, and he scores his first points of the night in style, and Curry saw that coming all the way. That gets a roar of approval from his bench and a timeout called by Las Positas. Well, Norris had been held scoreless, and Curry wanted to get number 5 involved as quickly as he can, so some unselfish basketball by Dale Curry. He had the fast break. He probably could have taken it himself the whole way, but sharing the love that time. And this crowd still trickling in here to the Wellness Center. Really appreciated that effort. Meanwhile, Sei Riley has checked into the ballgame. So it's Riley with Urbina, Norris, Trammell, and Curry on the floor for City College. Down 2. Curry almost came up with a steal. It was Davison who didn't realize Curry was right behind him on the inbound. Nico Ekelis has checked in for Las Positas. He inbounds wearing number 20. He handles here. His first action of the night. He's guarded by Trammell. Davison, guarded by Curry. Ekelis again. Burst to Ekelis. Ball knocked away by Norris, and it was last touch, they're going to say, by Marquise Davison, who pleads his case. But it'll be Rams basketball, a turnover by the Hawks. Rams with a chance to tie or take the lead this possession. Just under 8 minutes to go before the half. Curry. Urbina wants the ball. He hands to Trammell. Trammell surveys. Oh, Curry whiffed wide open, and he buries it. Nice recognition by Trammell. He drew the double team inside and realized Curry was all alone, That's his first three, and Dale, just like that, gives the Rams a 1-point lead. It's 25-24. And a technical foul was called, I believe. So technical foul was called. It may have been on Dale Curry. I believe it was. He may have said something that the refs took as a little bit of unsportsmanlike. Meanwhile, Michael Hayes at the line nets the first and misses the second. Hayes still has he still has 14 points in this first half alone. So well on his way to matching or exceeding his average of 20 points per game this season. Rams will press. Urbina, good job to knock him at the foul. Ekeles handles. All knotted up at 25, and Trammell comes up with a steal. Darion Trammell draws the foul, can't quite finish, and Ekeles did the best he can just to prevent that basket. Trammell will get himself to the line to shoot two. Darion, who, by the way, is by far the best free throw shooter on this team, shoots 89% from the line. Nets his first. Second point of the ball game for Darion. Went to the same high school as his head coach, Justin Labaugh, as well as one of his assistants, Adam DeQuisto. Both free throws good. Rams up 2. 7:15 and ticking before the half. It's been a dandy of a first half here. Ekeles, bounce pass. Now Michael Hayes surveys after the pass. Nice move inside. That was Michael Moore. Grew up in Patterson, California. Played last year at Modesto Junior College. A lot of JC transfers on this roster for Las Positas. They certainly did their recruiting in the offseason, and it's paid dividends. Sa'i Riley inside. Hawks wanted to travel. Riley couldn't get it to go. Darion Trammell thought he had the ball knocked away. They're going to say it was off of Trammell. He pleads his case. And I think they reversed the call. I think they're going to say it stays with CCSF. Game all knotted up at 27. Sam Manu will check in a moment. And Dale Curry can't quite get it to go off the inbound. Ekeles gets the play call. Wide open for a three in the corner, but can't quite getting it to go is Tyler Langowski, his first action of the night, his first shot attempt. Meanwhile, Miles Norris soars in, and a little alley-oop layup for Miles Norris. 4 points for Miles. Rams back up 2. Back and forth we go in the Wellness Center. Trammell, no foul called. Ball batted around. Stays with the Hawks. Moore can't quite get that one to go. Urbina controls. Norris in front of the Hawks bench. Step back three on the way. No good. Hayes back in the game with the rebound. He wants to push. From the free throw line, Hayes can't quite get it to go. Riley the rebound that time. Urbina wants a three, takes it, it's short, and Curry tracks the rebound. Urbina gives to Trammell. Fresh shot clock for the Rams. Good hustle last time by Dale Curry. Urbina hands to Trammell, who starts his drive and then draws the contact. They're going to call Nico Ekeles. Grew up in San Leandro, California, played ball at Arroyo High School. A trio of Rams is set to check in as well with 5:12 to go. Trammell back at the line. All 3 of his points so far have been from the free throw line. Make it all 4. Sam Manu checks in, replacing Sei Riley, and Nate Robinson will also check in. Both free throws good. 5 on the night for Trammell, all from the line. Rams up 4, and that's their biggest lead of the ball game. They were down by as many as 6 at one point. They press in the backcourt to the Rams. Brown back in the game. Checked in moments after Robinson did. Robinson guarding the dangerous Michael Hayes, who spins in the lane and finishes with the left hand. He draws the bucket and the foul. Michael Hayes is a force to be reckoned with. He's having a very good night so far. He's listed at 6'4", but he plays a bit bigger than that. Very long arms, very athletic and strong inside. And he nets the free throw to finish the play. Rams up 1 still, 31-30. 4:45 and ticking. Manu had the ball and a foul was called. Looks like they'll get Langowski. I beg your pardon, that's not Tyler Langowski, that's Matt Roseby, the 6'9", aforementioned Australian. Last played at an American junior college, however. He's played at both Hutch Community College, which I will have to Google the location of, and Southwestern Mississippi Community College before playing here. So a lot of well-traveled players on this roster here for Las Positas. But Roseby was born in Sydney, Australia. Norris, meanwhile, at the line. Miles averages 17 points a ball game, leading scorer on this roster, but shoots just 69% from the line on the season. Misses both free throws. It was Brown who almost had a rebound on that second missed free throw. It just went off his hands, so it's Hawks ball, who find themselves down 1. Hayes around the press. Finds Lee Jones Jr. Back to Hayes, top of the key. Guarded by Brown. That's a mismatch if they want to exploit it. They don't. Jones instead gets the ball back. Weaves through traffic. And then ball thrown away by Andrew Mork. I'm not sure who he was trying to find. He may have been looking for Hayes. It's a turnover again. Meanwhile, Isaiah Abdul right back in the game, replacing Mork. Mork got the start, but Abdul has actually outscored him. He scored 4 points to Mork's 3. 4:26 to go before the half. In a very tense first half. Rams trying to avoid their first loss of the season. Urbina declined a screen from Manu, took it all the way himself. Manu couldn't tip it in. He gets the rebound, however, almost stepped out of bounds. Instead, Robinson tees up a 3. That can't go. Miles Norris, and we may have an offensive goaltending. And I believe that's what it is. So Morris, just by sheer bad luck, first tipped the rim trying to go for that rebound. That affected the shot, and it actually ended up tipping it in, but they don't count the shot. So bad luck for Miles Norris, who's denied his first field goal of the night, or his third field goal of the night, rather. Meanwhile, Urbina causes a turnover. So Michael Hayes, who had Urbina all over him, was kind of peeking behind his back, and the ball went right off of his knee. Rams ball with Kyrie Brown to inbound. Norris will give it right back to Brown. Rams slow things down on offense. Urbina down low. Miles Norris, a 3 on the way. It's good. His first made 3. And just like that, Miles has 7 points. And a foul off the ball, and with both teams in the double bonus, we're going to see a pair of free throws coming up by Michael Hayes. 16 points for Hayes on the night, make it 17. So he may eclipse his season scoring average per game right here in the first quarter. Both free throws good. Rams up 2, 34-32. Brown. Norris to Robinson. Down low Urbina against Hayes. Urbina backs his man up, spins, and can't quite get it to go. Good defense by Michael Hayes, who comes up with the rebound as well. Hayes runs right into a couple defenders, and Urbina and Manu couldn't get out of the way. Good recognition by Hayes, knowing that the Rams are in the double bonus, knowing that both teams are in the double bonus, and Michael Hayes will both stop the clock and get himself right back to the line. So Hayes, he wants an upset tonight, you can tell. That free throw's good. Hayes shoots 78% from the free throw line. Very good free throw shooter. He's a good three-point shooter as well, and with a 31% clip in that regard. Doesn't take a whole lot of threes, but shoots a very impressive 57% from the field, does Michael Hayes. He averages just under 14 shots per game from the field. More perspiration on the floor. These teams have been sweating hard here in this first half. Refs take a moment to wipe the floor up. Now Hayes back for a second free throw attempt. And we're all knotted up at 34 once again. Brown. Finds Nate Robinson near side. Robinson, so crafty with the ball in his hands, can't quite get it to go. Hayes, another rebound. Hayes still with the ball. Finds Burse, who has it for a moment. Now Hayes with a little tip drill. Good recognition by Hayes. He had Brown on him and just got the pass floated up to him where only he could get it. 2 more points for Michael Hayes. Manu, ball knocked away. Hayes comes up with it and then lost the ball. They had a fast break to the Hawks, so a break for the Rams. But right now, Michael Hayes giving CCSF all they can handle. "22 points for Michael Hayes in the first half alone. Brown all the way to the lane, can't get it to go. Manu collects the rebound, but a foul on the floor. It'll be on Las Positas, and free throws will be upcoming. Brown averages 8.9 points per game, call it 9 points a game for Justin LeBaugh. Brown has appeared in all 20 games so far this season. He started 12 of them. And the Berkeley High grad nets the first free throw, his first points of the ball game. Brown shoots just 60% from the free throw line on the season, and he misses the second right as I say that. We may get a lane violation. There was a whistle after the missed free throw. Not sure who it was on, but when it's all said and done, so it looks, I think they'll count the second free throw. It looks like they will, so it's all knotted up at 36 again. No look pass was intercepted by Brown. He's all the way back the other way, and he scores with the right hand. 3 points now for Kyrie. 38-36, Rams back up by 2. Traveling is the call. Isaiah Abdul guilty of the travel, and Rams now up 2 with 2 minutes to go before the half can extend their lead here. Dale Curry, meanwhile, is back in the game. Brown will handle, directing traffic here. Norris has it for a moment, hands to Curry, thought about a 3, and takes a very deep 3. It's good! Dale Curry with the NBA range. Second made 3 by Dale. He has 8 points now in the ball game. Trammell comes up with a steal. One-on-one back the other way, and Darion, nice finesse in the lane. His first made field goal of the night, but he has 7 points altogether, and now a carrying call will put the ball right back in the hands of the Rams, who all of a sudden have a 7-point lead, 43-36. With 1:19 to go. Brown. Darion Trammell down the lane, can't quite get it to go with the left hand. Hawks back quickly the other way. Hayes, who lost control of the dribble. He couldn't touch it because it would have been double dribble, so he was imploring his teammate Wesley Burse to come and gather it. Instead, Rams recognized that and forced a turnover. Rams up 7, 43-36, just over a minute to go in this first half. And now a timeout on the floor. So the Rams, who really gotten all they can handle, you got to think, from Las Positas. They came out swinging in that early part of this first half. Michael Hayes, who already has 20 points in this first half alone, has almost single-handedly kept his team in this ball game. .102 to go before halftime. Rams, meanwhile, have had more of a balanced scoring attack. Dale Curry has 8 points. Nate Robinson has 8 points. Darion Trammell has 7 points for the Rams, who's at the line here. First free throw is good by Trammell. And just like that, it's a 9-point lead for the Rams. 45-36 the score. And another turnover. And now you're seeing a little bit of frustration start to seep into the Hawks. A little bit of miscommunication. James Giacomazzi's imploring his team to settle down. But a team that was once up 6 at one point here in this first half, in the Hawks, now all of a sudden, just like that, staring at a 9-point deficit. with the timeout on the floor. So the Rams, you got to think of taking the best blow they can by Las Positas. The question will be, as we near the halftime and we near the end of the first half, is can Las Positas maintain that sense of urgency and that energy going into the second half? If they can, you got to think they can try and stay with City College, who really haven't seen either of their top scorers emerge in this game. Quincy Urbina has just 2 points. Ezekiel Holman has just 2 points. Miles Norris has been, for the most part, held at bay with just 7 points. But the Rams still up 9 with just under a minute to go now. Dale Curry surveys. Norris shakes off his defender and then slams it down with the right hand and drew the foul. Well, Miles Norris slipped his defender, and it was Michael Moore, the 6'7" sophomore, who came in a bit too late to try and block that shot, and he just got posterized. And that got the Rams bench onto their feet in a hurry. 9 points now for Miles. And the crowd liked that one here inside the Wellness Center. Why not? That made it a 9-point lead again. And Norris converts a 3-point play. 10-point lead for the Rams. .30 seconds to go. Ball almost knocked away, and then collapsing on Michael Moore was a trio of Ram defenders, and we have yet to see who the foul's actually on. Looks like Kyrie Brown whistled for the personal, his first. Both teams, of course, have long been in the double bonus. Michael Moore with his 2 points at the line. That's his first. 48-37, the score here. I think the scoreboard official was off after that dunk by Miles Norris, so now they've adjusted on the scoreboard here. Rams up 11. Second free throw, no good. Shot clock off, so the Rams can, and I'm sure will, hold for the last shot here. 20 seconds to go before the half. Darion checks for the play call from Justin LeBas. Checks the game clock. He has 10 seconds. Trammell has a screen from Curry. He finds Curry. 3 seconds. Curry in the lane with the left hand, can't get it to go, and that will end the first half here in the Wellness Center. After a bit of a slow start offensively for the Rams, they come alive in the latter half of that first half and end up with an 11-point lead as both teams head to the locker room. Punctuated at the end there by a dunk from Miles Norris, but the Rams took a pretty good shot from the Las Positas Hawks, and we'll see if they can continue that intensity in the second half. We'll step aside here on our broadcast and then come back in a few minutes with some first half analysis, then get you ready for the start of the second half. You're watching Game 2 of our doubleheader here on Rams TV, presented by CCSF Athletics and the BEMA department here at City College of San Francisco. Back here inside the Wellness Center, getting ready for the start of the second half. Aaron Turner, your CCSF broadcaster tonight. Rams basketball streaming live on Facebook Live, presented by CCSF Athletics here on Rams TV, as well as the BEMA department here at CCSF. Back to the action. 48-37, Rams lead, but it was a closer first half than that, really. Las Positas came out swinging early on in that first half, and led by Michael Hayes, they've really given the Rams a lot to handle. Las Positas now moving right to left across your screen. That shot was no good. Shot put up by Lee Jones Jr. to start the second half. Rams moving left to right across your screen now in their home whites with City across the front. Hawks in their road blacks. Well, one of the closer games the Rams have been in quite some time tonight. And a turnover. So the Hawks come out to start the half. They missed their first shot. Rams then turn the ball over. 48-37. The score remains. At one point, CCSF were down by 6. They built this lead rather late to end that first half. Las Positas, the number 2 team in the Coast Conference at 15-5, have just one conference loss. Meanwhile, the Rams, of course, have never lost, and Miles Norris should have an easy slam to the basket as he throws it down with one hand. So Norris scored 10 points in the first half, now has 12. 50-37, lead up to 13, biggest lead of the ball game by either team right now. That shot no good. Nate Robinson the rebound, and he wants to push. Darion Trammell to Emeka Udinyi. Udinyi and Brown are on the floor. They did not start the first half. It was Urbina and Holman, the other two on the floor to start the game. They're on the bench for the moment. Udinyi, Norris with Brown, who came up with the ball, then drew the foul, and Darion Trammell and Nate Robinson on the floor for the Rams. So Brown came up with the loose ball on the turnover, then immediately drew a foul by Las Positas. Darion Trammell sits, and it looks like Ezekiel Holman will check in and will inbound. Holman did start the game. The man holding the ball now did not. Holman in front of the sideline, starts his drive. Holman all the way to the basket, can't quite finish. Good defense that time by his counterpart, Andrew Mork. But it will stay with the Rams off the deflection. 16 to shoot. Udinyi inside. Beautiful pass from Brown, and Udinyi finishes. Emeka had 5 points in the first half, now with 7. Michael Hayes, who had 23 points in the first half, had the ball for a moment, gets it right back here, surveys. Hayes, very dangerous, wants a 3, takes it, can't quite get it. He had Miles Norris in his face. Ball tricks out of bounds to the Rams. It's a 15-point lead for the Rams. And of course, Las Positas knows they got to come up with quite the defensive performance to slow this team down here in the second half. Brown inside to Norris, ball knocked away. Good defense that time. Hawks come up with it. Hayes ahead to Davison. 3 on the way. It's good by Wesley Burse. His first points of the night makes it a 12-point lead and a timeout on the floor. So Burse, off the turnover one way, hits a 3. Third made 3 of the evening by the Hawks. They're hanging around. They're down 12. 52-40 is the score. And, of course, City College, who have just been blowing teams out of late, As I mentioned before, in the first half, they scored 73 points 3 wins ago at Foothill College, but that was a game without Quincy Urbina. Since then, they blew out Cañada by almost 80 points last Wednesday, winning at home 114-37, and then at Ohlone on Saturday, the Rams once again eclipsed the century mark. They won 112-59. And in the month of January, the Rams have scored 100 points or more in every game but 2. As a whole, the Rams have scored 100 points or more 10 times this season. So 50% of their wins, they've scored over 100 points. Pretty impressive to say the least, and a big reason why they're the #1 team in all of California. And a steal, Michael Hayes. And he was just grabbed by Kyrie Brown. I'm wondering if they'll call a clear path foul. It was a smart move by Brown to just kind of wrap up Hayes and prevent an easy 2, but Hayes, who had several trips to the free throw line in the first half, and I think it is a clear path foul. So Hayes will shoot a pair of solo free throws. 24 points now for number 3. He averages 20 points a game on the season, so he eclipsed that average in the first half alone, and he's really almost single-handedly keeping Las Positas in this game. 52-42 following the pair of free throws, and because of the clear path foul, the Hawks will also maintain possession here. Jones Jr. Nice head fake, and Wesley Burrs has 2 more points. 5 points for him here in the second half. It's just an 8-point lead for the Rams. Udinyi kills the dribble, finds Ezekiel Holman flying to the basket, can't finish, and Miles Norris can't finish himself, but Trammell comes up with it, then it's poked away by Hayes. Here come the Hawks the other way. They want to hurry. And a heads-up play. Miles Norris took that pass right away. Udinyi with numbers the other way. Finds Dale Curry in front of his own bench. Head fake, Trammell for 3. No good. Holman kicks it out, and the Hawks come up with it. Hayes in transition, back the other way. Runs right into Norris, and he drew the foul. Hayes very good with the ball in his hands. He knows where to go with it, and he recognized that he had the leverage there that time, and Norris really couldn't get out of the way at all. The second foul on Miles. Hayes right back at the free throw line again. So certainly not afraid of contact is Michael Hayes. Went to West High School in Tracy, California. Misses the free throw, however. After Michael Hayes in terms of points per game on the season, Wesley Burrs is the second leading scorer on the Hawks with 13 points per game. Then it's Andrew Mork with 12 points a game. Hayes hits the second free throw, 25 points on the night for him so far. 7-point lead for the Rams. Just underway here in the second half. Urbina back in the game. He holds the ball. Now Curry finds Trammell, who gives to Udinyi, near side. One-on-one with his man underneath the basket. Udinyi got blocked from behind by Hayes, collected the rebound, tried to put it up, and then Holman came up with it. Curry tees up a 3. It's good. $11 points for Dale, third made 3 of the evening. Lead back up to 10 for the Rams. Burst back the other way. Udinyi got a piece of the ball, but they're going to say he committed the foul as well. Or I think it'll actually be on Holman. Udinyi was in the area, but Holman was right there as well. And Marquise Davison, who averages 8 points a game, hits the first free throw. 3 points on the night for Marquise, who wears number 23. Second free throw, no good. Trammell comes up with it. He wants to hurry. Darion, all the way, runs right into his defender. Good recognition by Trammell. Lee Jones Jr. couldn't get back in time, and the 5'10 freshman committed the foul. The 5'10 freshman, they're both 5'10 freshmen, are Trammell and Lee Jones Jr. Trammell went to SI here in San Francisco. Lee Jones went to Sarah High School down the road from here. Both very historic athletic programs here in the Bay Area. Trammell hits the first free throw. 10 points now for Darion. He got the start tonight. He's making the most of it. Both free throws are good. Lead up to 11 for the Rams. 4.5 minutes into the second half, and Holman intercepts that inbound pass. He flew in like a free safety that time and picked it off. Another possession for the Rams. Udinyi bumps inside. Trammell left alone for three. No good, but Holman another offensive rebound. Urbina, he has a three on the way. That one's good. Quincy Urbina, who's been quiet tonight. First field goal of the second half. He has 5 points on the evening. 14-point lead for the Rams, and they catch a break here. Hawks had numbers back the other way, but Wesley Burse had trouble with that pass. It'll stay with the Hawks. Good recovery by Urbina to get back. Meanwhile, Abdul will check back in. Isaiah had 4 points in the first half. Andrew Mork will sit. Hayes still in there with his 25 points, holds the ball. This is Lee Jones. He's handled the ball a lot tonight. Abdul rather. Michael Hayes wants a three. Why not? It's good. 5 points for Hayes in the second half, 28 points on the night. His second made three. He doesn't take a whole lot of them, does Hayes? Only averages about 1.5 3-point attempts per game. But when you're as athletic as him, you don't really need to take a whole lot of threes. 11-point lead for the Rams. 60-49 is the score. And it's score inside by Emeka Udinyi. 9 points now for Emeka. And Trammell comes up with a steal. Back the other way. Michael Hayes flies in out of nowhere. And I think that Trammell was hoping for a goaltend. It may be a clean block, however. 62-49. Rams on top with 14:18 left on the game clock. Meanwhile, it's going to be, I believe, Michael Moore checks in for the Hawks, replacing Davison. And Urbina wanted to slam it down. Instead, he drew the foul. His bench was ready to explode, but Urbina will get himself to the line. That's the second personal on Isaiah Abdul for the Hawks. Fourth team foul of the half. Both teams now have 4 fouls. Urbina, who shoots 70% from the free throw line, misses the first. So a rather quiet night for Quincy standards. He averages 10 points a game on a very spread out offensive attack for the Rams. He has just 5 tonight, misses both free throws. Lead stays 13 for the Rams. Lee Jones declines a screen, faced up by Trammell. Tried to hand off to Hayes. Ball was knocked away for a moment, but Hayes recovers. 13 to shoot. Hayes got Udinyi up in the air, and good job. It was just a little subtle head fake, and I think Udinyi's probably kicking himself for getting the ball, or for getting himself up in the air. He'll sit now. Miles Norris will check back in. And just like that, Michael Hayes right back at the free throw line. Hayes with 28, now 29 points here on the ball game. He had 23 in the first half. Second free throw is good. And because he was fouled shooting a 3, by the way, he'll have a third free throw upcoming. So Norris is in the ball game. It's Norris, Holman, Curry, Trammell, and Urbina on the floor currently for the Rams. Hayes hits both free throws, all three to be exact. Continues his hot night. Curry just checked in, he handles. Urbina has a three on the way. No good. Curry crashed the board for the rebound. Ball batted around, and they're going to say it'll be Las Positas ball. So Hawks within striking distance have a chance to cut into this lead. They can make it a single-digit lead if they score on this possession. 62-52, Rams ahead. They do press to City College. Jones across the timeline. This is Hayes. And nice job by Michael Hayes to follow his own miss and tip it back in. He's been a one-man wrecking crew tonight for the Hawks. Holman thought about a three, instead explodes to the basket and kisses it off the glass. Ezekiel Holman, good recognition that time. Took the easier shot, 4 points for Zeke, and it's 64-54 and a timeout on the floor. So Las Positas not going away just yet. They came out with very good intensity, both offensively and defensively in that first half, and they've managed to sustain that for the most part here in the second half. At one point, Las Positas was up by 6. Rams closed that gap and then took their own lead towards the end of that first half. But right now, you got to just think, if you're Las Positas, you're really living on borrowed time, and you want to try and cut into that lead as quickly as possible, knowing how explosive this Rams scoring attack can be. It's a team that averages just a hair under 100 points a game. So you got to think it's a win just to keep them under that average, at least pace-wise. Las Positas will get an impassioned speech from head coach James Giacomazzi. They're down 10, but still plenty of time in this ball game. 13-18 left before the conclusion of this one. It'll be Hawks ball. Curry, Trammell, Urbina, Holman, and Norris on the floor for the Rams. Hayes almost lost control there. Hands to Jones. Lee Jones tried to find a cutting Michael Moore, and then Urbina intercepted the pass, but they're going to say that he ran into Moore, and that's a foul, according to the officials. 6th foul on the Rams this half, and 3rd personal on Quincy. Jones handles. Stops, turnaround jumper, that was a tough shot. Curry the rebound. Holman all the way to the basket, and a reverse up and in. Almost slipped out of the basket, but he gets it to go. Nice look again by Ezekiel Holman. 6 points for him. The Stockton native getting the start, and the freshman making his minutes count tonight. 12-point lead for the Rams. Hayes thought about a three with Curry in his face, declined. Instead gets inside to Moore, and they're going to say 3 seconds in the key. So Moore was camping out a little bit too long, and a turnover right back to the Rams, who can add to their 12-point lead now. Curry hesitates and then was off balance because his defender kind of flew up in the air and put up a weak shot that time. And almost a backcourt violation by Las Positas, waved off by the refs. Abdul tries a three, that's no good. Norris the rebound, and then has a hand in his face. Hawks are hoping for a jump ball. Instead, they're going to call a foul on Isaiah Abdul. His 3rd personal and the 5th foul on Las Positas. So just a couple fouls away from putting City College in the bonus. The Rams have 6 fouls themselves this half. Trammell hands to Curry. Curry starts his drive and blocked by Michael Hayes. Good defensive effort that time by Hayes. He's doing it all tonight. And Michael Moore, he was fouled. He tried to slam it down, and Urbina was right behind him. Urbina trying to fire his troops up after committing that foul. Moore will get himself to the line, however. Michael Moore, who averages 6 points a game for the Hawks. He did not get the start tonight. Shoots 71% from the line. The 6'7" sophomore, big body, 6'7", 230, built like a defensive end. Misses the first free throw. Meanwhile, Kyrie Brown and Nate Robinson will check in for the Rams. Michael Hayes also departs to get a breather for the Hawks. Curry and Trammell sit for CCSF. Andrew Mork is back in the game for the Hawks. Some shuffling here by both teams. Second free throw is good. Blocking foul. Did the shot count? I believe that shot did count. Either way, Nate Robinson gets himself to the line. He had 8 points in the first half. Refs also take a moment to wipe up some sweat off the floor. So it looks like the basket won't count, but we may have gotten a technical foul called. Robinson hits the first free throw. That makes it 67-55. Nate now has 9 points in the game. So it looks like a technical may have been called after the play. So that was the technical free throw. And we'll see if Robinson has one or two more upcoming. He has just one. So the basket did count. And when it's all said and done, it's 70-55. Ball knocked out of bounds, almost stolen by the Rams on the inbound attempt. Robinson got his paw in there. It stays with the Hawks. Robinson, by the way, with 11 points now for the Rams. He's starting to heat up a little bit. Ekelis back in the game, handled for a moment. Hawks push ahead. Underneath is Mork scoring with the left hand. 5 points for Andrew Mork, who got the start tonight, the 6'4" sophomore from Oakley. Urbina back in the game. Gets a screen from Norris. Norris handles top of the key. Miles Norris, faced up by Moore. Robinson. Little mid-range jumper is good. 7 straight points. Or 6 straight points for Nate Robinson. That shot no good. That was burst flying to the basket. Robinson, another three. It's good. 8 straight points for Nate Robinson. Just like that, he has 16 on the evening. And just like that, the Rams have an 18-point lead. That's how quickly this offense can come alive. 75-57, and the Hawks trying to stop the bleeding, call a timeout on the floor. Well, Nate Robinson, who had 8 points in the first half, had an and one. Just moments ago, he shot a technical free throw after the foul was called, hit the three-point shot, or the free throw to make it a three-point play, then hit a three right here. So it's just been the Nate Robinson show the last couple minutes. That makes it a 75-57 ball game. And the Rams, of course, starting to smell blood in the water. And it's been the role players tonight that have really been aiding Justin LeBaugh. Of course, this is a team that can go 8 or 9 deep in terms of the scoring depth. There's not a player, an active player on the roster who has less than 5 points per game. And when you blow teams out by 40 to 50 points on a consistent basis, you can afford to empty your bench a lot, and that may reflect that team stat sheet, but the Rams, of course, can tend to spread the wealth as much as they can. Kyrie Brown on the floor with Nate Robinson, Quincy Urbina, Ezekiel Holman, and Miles Norris. Norris with 12, Urbina with 5 points. So again, it's been a fairly balanced scoring attack tonight for the Rams, and for the Hawks, it's been all Michael Hayes tonight for the most part. Nearing the 30-point mark on the night. And he's back in the game as well for Las Positas. Nice hustle by Kyrie Brown, had the ball for a moment, and then Ekeles took it back out of his hands, and then Urbina committed the foul. He argues his case, and then is frisked away from the officials by Kyrie Brown. Urbina still arguing his case. He has to be careful not to get a technical here. Both Udinyi and Brown urging him to go to the bench, and he does get subbed out. So Udinyi comes back in. It's Udinyi with Holman, Brown, Robinson, and Norris on the floor for the Rams. Meanwhile, Michael Moore, Michael Hayes, Nico Ekeles, Marquise Davison, and Andrew Mork on the floor for the Hawks. Front end of the 1-and-1, no good. It stays an 18-point lead nearing the midway point of the second half. Brown around the screen from Norris. He drew the contact, and Ekeles, a very frustrated Ekeles, reacts as he commits the foul. That's his third personal, 7th team foul, so now both teams find themselves in the bonus. And Brown will get himself to the line. Brown, who averages 8.9 points a game, call it 9 points if you want to round up. Struggles at the line a bit, shooting just 59%. He misses the first. Nets the second, and Kyrie now has 4 points on the ballgame. That's his first points of the second half. 76-57 the score. And Ekeles is going to get called for a second personal. Oh no, Kyrie Brown, I beg your pardon. That foul was on the Rams. The way Ekeles reacted, I thought for a moment he committed the foul. Instead, Brown drew the personal, his third foul, 7th team foul, or 9th team foul on the Rams. The Hawks have 7 fouls. Ekeles hits the front end of the 1-and-1. His first points of the ball game for Nico. Both free throws good. 76-59. Robinson quickly back the other way, tried to score with the right hand, couldn't get it to go. Hayes the rebound. Mork pushes ahead. All the way to the basket, a little too strong was Davison, but Moore's there to collect the rebound and score with the right hand. 6 points for Michael Moore. 15-point lead for the Rams. Udinyi can't get it to go. Rams wanted a goaltend. And I think they'll get it. The basket will count. And Emeka Udinyi will get his 6th point of the second half. 11 points overall tonight. 78-61. Rams lead now by 17. Hayes tries to find Moore, who collects, almost tiptoes the baseline, and then threw the ball away. Udinyi comes up with it. Emeka. Kyrie Brown left alone for 3. It's good. Nothing but net for Kyrie. First 3 of the ball game by him. 7th point of the evening for number 4. Lead up to 20 all of a sudden for the Rams. Just like that, they're starting to run away with things. Moore spins inside. Did he travel? Yes, he did. He could not quite keep his pivot foot. And a frustrated number 25 walks slowly back to the other end. 81-61. 9 minutes and ticking. Trammell thought about a 3. Draws the contact, absorbs the contact, and then scores with the left hand. Nice move by Darion. He now has 13 points tonight. And they trapped Ekelas on the far side. Was a timeout called? And it was, so James Giacomazzi trying to savor every possession he can with his team down by 22 points now, 83-61, and you see how quickly City College can come alive offensively, and really I think doing it on the defensive end as well. And most importantly, Michael Hayes, who had 23 points in the first half, held to just 9 points so far here in the second half. So they've done a good job at not completely stopping, but at the very least slowing down number 3. Rams, of course, will talk things over on their bench. And for Justin Labat, I mean, you got to think it may almost be a relief to get a little bit of a closer game. The last thing you want any team to do at the junior college level is to start taking your opponents for granted. And this could be a bit of a wake-up call for the Rams and company. It's Hawks ball, and a steal off the inbound. Kyrie Brown tosses ahead to Darion Trammell, who scores with the right hand, and that may be really the solidifying of this momentum, you got to think. 24-point lead now for the Rams with just 8:30 to go before the ball game is over. Ekelas surveys. Hayes backs up on Odinyi. Got Odinyi to go up, and drew a little bit too much contact, and Odinyi will commit the personal. He'll sit now, being replaced by Sei Riley. It's Riley with Dale Curry, Kyrie Brown, Sam Manu, who just checked in as well on the floor for the Rams, and Darion Trammell. Ekelas sits for Las Positas, replaced by Marquise Davison. Hayes, who's had a very impressive night tonight, especially at the free throw line. $34 points for Michael Hayes. So certainly nothing to hang his head about tonight, win or lose. Dale Curry, step back 3, it's good. And Dale Curry, his 4th made 3, 14 points for him. Wearing number 33. He switched numbers from number 11, and it's paying dividends, and he comes up with the ball here. Dale spins out of control. There was some contact, but they're going to say not enough to warrant a foul. Rams up 25, 88-63 with 7:53 to go. Burse. Harassed by Riley. Jones tried to find Hayes, and Riley took it right away. Here's Brown with the ball. All the way to the basket. Kyrie Brown scores with the right hand. No foul, it didn't matter. He's had a nice night tonight, has Kyrie. 9 points for him. Burse absorbs the contact, went right into Sei Riley, couldn't get it to go, no foul. Ball knocked out of bounds, it stays with the Hawks. So Las Positas will have a fresh shot clock. And Burst will inbound. Mork. Lee Jones Jr. Back to Andrew Mork. And he tried to find Michael Hayes. Hayes, who looks a little fatigued, and why not? He's had 34 points tonight, but he's really been carrying the load, scoring over 50% of his team's points tonight. His team has 63 points. Rams have 90 now. Starting to really run away with things here. As the second half wears on, Dale Curry now retreats after driving. Brown, very deep three on the way. In and out. Can't quite get it to go. Riley, the rebound. Sam Manu fought for it underneath. Ball kicked around, bodies flying everywhere. Michael Hayes comes up with it. And then Trammell picks that pass off. And then Burst takes it away. And when it's all said and done, it's going to be an easy two-handed layup for Andrew Mork. Mork has 7, timeout called by Las Positas. They have just 1 timeout remaining now, and they're down still by 25. And just like that, the Rams nearing their season average for scoring, and the question remains, can they go over the century mark for the 11th time this season? Looking to make it 21 straight games. They, of course, have not lost since last year's CCCAA championship game down in Southern California, where they were foiled at their attempt for a state championship repeat. They, of course, won it all in the 2017-2018 season. Now, looking like one of the top contenders in all of California to take home the trophy once again. And looking at the state rankings, City College of San Francisco all alone at number 1 at 18-0. Santiago Canyon College at 18-1 is the number 2 team in California. Then you have East LA and Fullerton College, both with just 1 loss, tied for number 3 in the state. Fresno City College, a team the Rams are usually familiar with in the pre-conference season, at 15-3, the number 5 team in California. Yuba College in Marysville at 17-3, the number 6 team in California. Then you have Santa Monica, Southwestern Columbia, and College of the Sequoias rounding out the top 10 in California. Still a long way to go in this season, though, but the Rams trying to make it 21 in a row, up 25 here with 6 minutes to go. Trammell. Sei Riley gets the ball here, finds Holman. That 3 was on the way and no good. Sei Riley tried it from downtown. Out of bounds to the Hawks. Eckler back in the game. Burst drew the contact, and he's going to get himself to the line.
His second personal foul. Marquise Davis, the Hawks shooting 2 shots.
The 6'5" star with 3 points tonight misses the first free throw. Second free throw, no good. Michael Hayes. Davison. Ball taken away. Trammell comes out of the pack with it. Sam Manu scores with the left hand. The freshman from Aragon High School. Manu comes up with the rebound here. 27-point lead for the Rams. Things starting to slip away officially for the Hawks. Manu, bunny hop in the lane, couldn't get the shot.
72 Rams, shooting 3 shots. Substitution,
there. It stays 92-65. That shot no good by Jones. Curry comes up with it. Holman, first made 3. 9 points for him. First basket of the second half as well. From Roseby, no good. From the 4-year level. At 6'5", you wonder if he's big enough to play Division I. I got to think that the skill set is there athletically. I mean, he shoots 78% at the free throw line. Misses the second free throw. One of get her in tonight. 4 minutes to go. Rams up by 30 now. That shot up and good. Tyler for a 4-point play, and now it looks like the Rams will eclipse the century mark. 98 points on the scoreboard, a chance to make it 99 if Trammell can convert this one here. Nice look by Trammell. 19 points for Trammell. So he'll finish. Finds Michael Hayes. Ball knocked away. Hayes recovers. 19 to shoot. 3 on the way from Nico Ekelas is good. Another 100-point outing for the Rams, and he's feeling himself tonight. 5th made 3 of the ball game for Dale Curry, who comes up with a steal here. Chance for 2 more, and Curry flies in and scores with 2-handed slam. $19 points for Dale Curry. And was a technical called? They may be saying that shoot a technical free throw. loss-wise, fairly in hand now for the Rams, who will look to go 21-0 and stay atop all of California as well as the Coast Conference. But just their second loss.
To go home. Pick this up.
Correction, this is Class B technical. Ejections, Dale Curry is rescinded.
What just happened? You got a team.
Chabot themselves bunny hop in the lane, too strong. Riley comes up with it. Kyrie Brown back in the game. Riley, beautiful pass and an even better finish. And Riley gets in the scoring action, his first points of the night. Every Rams player who's seen the court tonight has scored. At least two, and a foul off the ball. Riley and Michael Hayes were tangled up down low. And that will be Riley's. Just had one heck of a ball game tonight, leading all scorers. Michael Hayes make it 35. Many of those coming at the free throw line as well.
I don't even get to do it. In fact,
that three's no good. Kyrie Brown the rebound. Rams content to kill some clock, and Holman gets the feed in the easy bucket underneath. $11 points for Holman in this season average for points per game. Rams will host Chabot here this coming Friday night. Just over a minute to go. Three on the way. That's no good. Manu the rebound, and then he's fouled by Roseby. Out with good energy in this one as Sam Manu hits the first free throw. But just too much depth from my standpoint for the Rams. Too much firepower, and Michael Hayes, who had one heck of a game and is congratulated by his bench, gets a well-earned.
We only stop for one more run of the road. Rebound!
Ekelar shake and bake, no good. Manu will rebound. 13-second game clock, shot clock differential. Three on the way. Off front iron. Ekelar, put back jumper, no good. Holman the rebound, and the Rams have really no need to shoot. And that should do it. So, CCSF will march on, win their 21st straight game. And Justin Labat and James Giacomosi will shake hands, two buddies, longtime Coast Conference. And just 2
On score, Sioux Falls, San Francisco 110, Positas College 74.
They win in convincing fashion by 36 points and will now look to host Chabot, the Gladiators from Hayward.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're also excited to announce that because the Rams scored more than 100 points tonight, everyone in attendance at tonight's game is entitled to free general admission.
A bit more competition here as this.
Chinese New Year parade. Thanks everyone for coming out tonight. Please travel home safely.
Conference, and they snap their 2-game winning streak. So we will have the game this Friday evening